Name?
My name's Bill Clifton.
And your title?
I'm the Executive Director of the Yadkin River Greenway.
Okay. Give me a little history and background of this project.
The Greenway started by a group of 4 citizens back in 1994. One of them was a doctor who was riding down the Yadkin River in a canoe, and he said this would be a wonderful spot for a greenway. So he kind of got some support from several other doctors, and 3 doctors and Becky Mann started a committee of citizens, and they developed the foundation of the Yadkin River Greenway Council. They got incorporated, and they went out and got a master plan done by Greenways Incorporated from Cary, North Carolina. And from that, it got into a North Carolina Department of Transportation grant, which funded this part of the Greenway where we're on today. They got a $400,000 grant, and that was the seed money, and that provided a lot of interest from the local communities. From that, we started a Greenway, and in 2001, this section of Greenway was dedicated and certified, and it was the beginning of where we are today.
And the 3 doctors' names again?
Dr. Phil Carlson, Dr. Tom Frazier, and Dr. Bennett. I'm trying to think of Bennett's first name, but it just sort of fails me, and Becky Mann, who was the wife of Pete Mann, who was mayor of Wilkesboro.
Those are the 4 people that had.
Those are the 4 people that started the Greenway.
All right, good. And I guess once it was organized or whatever, the primary objective or the mission statement.
The mission statement, I can't quote it, but it was basically to build a greenway system for the recreation and health and enjoyment of the citizens of Wilkes County, and that was primarily the reason we're here, is just to build this greenway.
Okay. And I'm going by your brochure, and you can help me just kind of paraphrase some things, kind of shorten it just a little bit, but why, to answer your questions, why is the Greenway built in pieces or in sections?
Mainly, we have a master plan, and our goal is to build a greenway from Kerscott Reservoir to Smoot Park in North Wilkesboro, which is about 8.5 miles as the crow flies. However, it's difficult to get the easements as you go, so you take the opportunities where they present themselves. So if we can get an easement and get the funding, we'll build that piece. And so you'll get a piece here, and then a segment here, and a segment there, with the idea that this will spur interest in the community, and then the other parts will fill in.
And again, for your purposes, when we give you this DVD for fundraising, if someone had a question about, well, why is Phase 1 disconnected to Phase 2, what would you say?
It's a matter of logistics and easements, and just taking opportunity where they present themselves, because we know we want to go from this point to that point, so we'll fill in the gaps as we can.
Okay. And again, I'm sorry to be redundant, but why not just buy all the land to fill in the gaps?
We don't buy land. What we did and have been doing is get easements from landowners. And to this point, we have not had to pay $1 for an easement. It's all been through the generosity of the citizens, the landowners up and down the Yadkin River, that we've been able to get what we've got. And our goal is not to have to pay for any easements. So we don't buy any land, we don't condemn any land, we merely go out and hope that the landowners will see the benefits of the Greenway and help us build it.
And what are the benefits of the landowners? Are there conservation easements?
They're conservation easements, and they get a tax break.
Hang on a second, because I stepped on you.
Oh, okay.
Tell me one more time.
But there are conservation easements, and there are tax benefits to them. So whatever part of their land becomes within the right-of-way of the Greenway, they get a deduct on their tax.
Okay. Before we get into the project, let's talk about the Greenway itself and maybe some of the safety precautions that you guys are taking.
We have rules that regard the use of the Greenway. We do not let motorized vehicles or horses on the Greenway. As a matter of fact, you can certainly ride bicycles. We encourage that. We do have wheelchairs. We have people with baby strollers. We do require that people, as you're passing on a bike, that you say, you warn them that you're coming. We do close the Greenway at dark, so it's not opened during the evening or night. Those are the kind of precautions. We discourage smoking or prohibit smoking, so we try to keep it a nice, fresh environment.
And you pretty much answer the questions about etiquette, right? That's pretty much it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Are these greenways primarily in urban areas?
Primarily greenways are on urban areas, but World Connect, someday you'll see a Mountains to Sea trail here in North Carolina, and we see our greenway as part of that. But you get in urban areas like Cary and Raleigh and your largest Charlotte, you'll see extensive greenway systems. So they do find themselves in urban areas to provide recreation for the citizens.
And why is it important? Why is it important as citizens and communities to have green spaces, to provide places that show that we coexist with nature? Is that a fair question?
Well, it's nice to coexist with nature, and for the health benefits. As you know, we all become couch potatoes, and our obesity is a problem in our society. So greenways provide a real safe, clean opportunity for people to go out and recreate, and you can enjoy the beauty and improve your health along the way.
What does this do for our community as a whole?
As a whole, the Greenway attracts, it is an asset to your community, and as people look to move here and businesses look to locate here, they'll see the Greenway as a positive. So I think it adds to the infrastructure of your community to have a Greenway system available.
And me as a citizen of Wilkes County, how could I help you promote this?
Well, several ways. One is money. We have what we call Friends of the Greenway, and you can become a friend of the Greenway for an individual with $20, and we accept amounts all the way up from that $20 certainly. We also have opportunities for people to do work, adopt a section of the Greenway to help maintain it, pull weeds, pick up trash, make minor maintenance improvements. So there's a lot of opportunity along the Greenway for the citizens.
And again, keep it short and brief because this is only a 5-minute video. But
I've already talked 10 minutes.
That's okay. We're pulling out little sound bites. You're doing great, by the way. Great sound bites. Just briefly describe phase 1 and 2, and then maybe just kind of talk about the future and where you guys want to go.
Well, again, our overall goal is to have a greenway from W. Kerr Scott Reservoir all the way through to North Wilkesboro Smoot Park. And what we're on now is what we call phase 1 of the greenway, and it takes us up at D Street, at CVS Pharmacy, what we call the Reddy's Trailhead, and comes down through to this point all the way to the Wellness Center, and with the little side trails to Wilkesboro and to Cornerstone Church. That's about 1.7 miles that we have on the ground, and it is an asphalt paved trail. We're just currently in a larger project at what we call phase 2, which will extend the greenway from the YMCA, the new Wilkes Family YMCA, down through the Lowe's River's Edge Park, which is a county park, to Moravian Creek in Wilkesboro. That is, again, about 1.6 miles. We're currently on the east end of that, finishing up construction. So that part is there. Then we also have about a 6/10 of a mile segment at the base of W. Kerr Scott Reservoir, which goes across Fish Dams Creek with a little bridge and goes down towards Brownsford Road. Those are our 3 primary sections that are done, which constitute about 4 miles of greenway out of the 8.5 that we plan to build.
And people that are not familiar with this project, they're going to say, well, it's just a path, but it's more than just a path. I mean, you're doing what? Just tell me some of the things that you do on this.
We have a lot of walks, community walks. We have what you call Trail of Treats at Halloween, where you may have 10 to 15,000 families, children, doing the old trick-or-treat type of thing. We have a lot of different community events people like to come down here and participate in.
But more specifically, what costs money?
What costs money?
You showed me shots of bridge construction, so tell me about all that.
Well, bridge construction, if you see a bridge like this is $1,000 a foot. So this is a 155-foot bridge. So you can do some math and figure out that's not going to be too inexpensive. You look at greenway like this, and it's at least $40 a linear foot. So it costs money to build a greenway, but it's a lasting asset for the community.
Stop taking a second. That was great. Okay, tell me.
The Greenway safety is also of concern to all of us. And one thing, we have an intergovernment agreement between the town of Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro, and Wilkes County, whereby they maintain the Greenway and they also provide police security. There's a bicycle patrol that runs the Greenway out of the town of Wilkesboro. The town of North Wilkesboro has responsibility. They have a ATV type vehicle that runs up the Greenway. So I think people feel secure when they're down on the Greenway because there is a police presence.
The editor.
Keith Johnston.
And how would you like to be titled?
Gee. Greenway board member.
Okay. All right.
That's great.
Were you an original founder or?
No. I came on 4 years after they started the whole thing.
Okay.
But I came on at a point when they had gotten the government grant for a significant part of the beginning of it.
Okay.
And then they had to go into fundraising and such.
Give me a little bit of history, background on the Greenway project.
Well, I first heard about it it was either in 1995 or 1996 when I read about it in the Journal Patriot that a group of people have gotten together to build what was called a greenway along the Yadkin River, and I didn't know what a greenway was before then. And I saw some of the people that were on that board, and I was pretty impressed with the people they had on the board, and I thought it was an interesting idea, but I had no idea what a greenway was like. I thought, well, it's a trail beside a river, it's not a big deal. But as we went forward with it, it became more clear in my mind what it was going to look like. I joined the board in 1998 or 1999 at a time when the Greenway members had gotten a significant grant to start the Greenway. But they needed to have a lot of matching funds raised from the community, and I think that's part of the reason that they wanted me to join the board to help get that started. But at that time, we went ahead with the project. We began a fundraising drive here. Ed Markson was very vital to the fundraising drive, and we raised something over $600,000 to go with the $400,000 from the federal grant, and we were able to build the first two segments of the Greenway from there. And from there, it has just kind of taken on not a mind of its own, but it's taken on it's gotten steam. It's gotten a head of steam. That's good.
Yeah.
We'll use that.
The first two phases or segments are where? Describe the location, or give me the location.
In the center of town. They go from the hospital area at the CVS pharmacy to the bridge between the Wilkesboros, and then from there they go to the wellness center. So that's the anchor portion of the Greenway, and that's what that first grant was for, and that first money raised went for. But since then, with good executive directors who have done a great job in getting grants from outside the county, and with very little effort, we've raised a lot of money from donations within the county. I think once people saw what we had, they wanted to be a part of it.
Well, discuss the philosophy of a Greenway. What does it do? What does it give back to a community like Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro?
Well, it does a number of things. The best thing is that it gives the citizens a place where they can walk along the river. They can enjoy this natural wonder that we have running right through the community. In fact, we have two rivers that run through our community. They may have had no access whatsoever to that before. And anybody can get out there and enjoy it, whether you're in a wheelchair or whether you are going to run 10 miles, no matter what your physical